Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the March 4th, 2026 meeting of the Daytona Beach City Commission. We are happy to have you with us tonight. Madam Clerk, may we please have a roll call?
Commissioner May. Here. Commissioner Cantu.
Here.
Commissioner Henry.
Here.
Commissioner Reed.
Here.
Commissioner Paris.
Here.
Commissioner Strickland. Here. Mayor Derek L. Henry.
Can I get a motion for Mayor Henry to attend and run the meeting virtually?
So moved. Second.
We have a first and we have a second.
And a third.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 6 to 0.
And Mayor, can you hear all right?
Yes, ma'am, I
Okay.
can hear just fine. Okay, good evening, everyone. We're delighted to have you with us for tonight's meeting. At this time, we will have our invocation, which will be led by Commissioner Reed, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be rendered by Commissioner May.
Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. For the Lord is good, and his mercy endureth forever. On this day, Lord, we lift our eyes up to heaven and we say thank you. Thank you for a beautiful day. Mm-hmm. We've had some chilly weather, but today you blessed us with sunshine. We pray, Lord, for the visitors we have, those on 2 wheels, 3 wheels, and 4 wheels that have come to our city for this annual bike week, that they would be safe, that they could return home the same way they've come here. Whole, Lord God. We pray that each of their households would be blessed. And we pray for the citizens, Lord, as we endure this, one of our many, many special occasions, that they would be respectful in our city and that we would respect them as well. Now tonight, as we deliberate over the issues of this city, we pray that you would lead us, that you would guide us, you would help us make the best decisions we can on behalf of our citizenry. We'll be careful to give you all the honor, all the glory, and all the praise. It's in the mighty and matchless name of Jesus I pray. Let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll now move on to item number 4, which is approval of the minutes of the February 4th, 2026 City Commission meeting.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those who are opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0. We'll now have our agenda approval. If there are any changes, our city manager will address them.
Mayor, Commission, good evening. Jim Morris, Deputy City Manager. Would you please pull item 6A from the agenda?
Okay.
That's the only change.
I move that we accept the agenda with the said change.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the agenda with the changes made. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those who are opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 7, since item number 6 was pulled. During this time, citizens have the opportunity to address the City Commission on any item on the consent agenda, and I've had no one sign up for the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion, I believe, from Commissioner Reed and a second from sounded like Commissioner May. Was I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The motion carries 7-0.
We're going to move on to item 9, which is our public hearings and quasi-judicial hearings. Item 9A is a Finance Department ordinance authorizing a loan application and loan agreement under the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. This is an ordinance on second reading, public hearing, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Daytona Beach, Florida, relating to the State Revolving Fund, SRF, supplemental appropriation for hurricanes Helen and Milton Loan Program, making findings, authorizing an SRF loan application for planning, design, and construction of storm hardening and resiliency projects for the city wastewater utility system, establishing pledged revenues, designated authorized representatives, authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute the loan documents subject to conditions, providing assurances, authorizing the budget officer to amend the budget, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
And I have no speakers, Mr. Mayor.
We have no speakers. Do we have any discussion or comments from the commission? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those in opposition, the same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 9B. It's a Finance Department ordinance authorizing loan applications and loan agreements under the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. This is an ordinance on second reading, public hearing. An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Daytona Beach, Florida, relating to the State Revolving Fund SRF supplemental appropriation for Hurricanes Helene and Milton Loan Program, making findings, authorizing an SRF loan application for planning, design, and construction of improvements to the city's water utility system, establishing pledged revenues, designating authorized representatives, authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute any FDEP required amendments, providing assurances, authorizing the budget officer to amend the budget, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any speakers?
I have no speakers, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. No questions or comments from the commission?
I have a comment, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
I just
Commissioner.
want to thank the Utilities Department for going out and finding these grants. I know each of us think our infrastructure is very important, so I know that this is going to help, so I just wanted to thank them.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those who are opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, we're going to move on to item 9C. It's a Growth Management and Planning Department public use permit to allow temporary events and related uses on city-owned property citywide. This is a resolution public hearing. A resolution approving a public use permit to allow a range of temporary community-driven pop-up events on 18 city-owned sites to activate public assets and promote community well-being, subject to conditions, and providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any speakers?
I don't have any speakers for 9C.
Okay. Do we have any comments from the commission?
Yes, just for clarification, please, could I get a list of areas that are excluded from this?
Mr. Mrozek's in the back. He'll bring that out, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, do you need that prior to the vote, or are we able to vote?
Are we having conversation?
If you want conversation, it's fine,
I just
absolutely.
want clarification, just looking for clarification, that's all.
Okay,
Thank you, Dennis, for the planning director. I'm sorry, can you ask that question?
Sure,
one more time?
the areas that are excluded, because I believe there were some changes, I want to just double check the areas that were excluded from this.
Yeah, originally, what we were going to do was take every city property that the city owned, and we were going to include that, which was, it could be over 100 properties that we had. We decided to just refocus on specific properties where we actually might see some of these events taking place. And that's why we just, we added it to just the 18 locations. That's all we were looking at for this public use permit,
Okay, let me be more specific, beachside?
each side.
Okay, which areas on beachside then are either included or excluded?
Well, included.
Okay.
It would be easier to go through the included.
Okay.
So included, we've got the property that's along the band shell and the Ritchie Plaza. So the green space over there, that's included. Also, the vacant property that the city purchased over near Harvey and Ocean, just south of the park, north of where the restaurant is going to be going, and it escapes my memory right now. Senior Frogs, just north of that. That's a vacant piece of property. And then also on the beach side, it would be at the base of the ISB bridge over on the south side of ISB, right at the base of the bridge. As
The
you
two
go over
corners?
the beach side. Yeah, right there.
And Dennis, excuse me, wasn't Seabreeze University neighborhood excluded from the operation of this?
Well, that was the code of ordinance change that was done at the last
Right.
meeting.
Thank you.
For food trucks or mobile food vending wasn't going to be permitted in the Seabreeze area.
Thank you.
That's what I'm actually just double checking, that they're excluded. from that. And then also, let's just go over on beachside by the band shell area. Just want to be clear. We spoke to the merchants there and kind of got feedback from them. I'm not sure if you would know
Well, this
about.
is just, this is these are city sponsored events, so it would be the city putting these on.
Okay.
A lot of informational, we were looking at
Okay.
the 150-year anniversary of
All right.
Daytona Beach, so that might be a good opportunity to do some pop-up events. Frankly, we've had some objections or some comments from some merchants down there on the beach side over by the boardwalk. We took a look at this. If the city commission wanted to exclude that property and not include it, staff wouldn't object to that. That'd be okay. We can modify the resolution to remove that property as well, if that's what the city commission would like.
We have a lot of our business owners that are on beachside that are operating 365 days a year or a little less. So when something like this comes along, so it's a mobile food truck, it kind of disrupts their business a little bit. So how can we work around this?
Well, it's going to be the city that's going to be doing the events. Right? It'll be our information, our program that we're putting together. If it was decided that we didn't want food trucks there because it was going to be interfering, so the city doesn't have to put food trucks there. We're the ones who are going to be deciding what happens at those locations.
And when you say we, who's
The city manager's office through their event arm, putting these together.
So if the city manager feels that he wants to put a food truck next to a business that's been operating 365
Well,
days a year, he would be able to?
It would occur in the areas that we've identified that they'd be able to do this, and it would be a limited time. It would, these events are really only intended to be one-day events to occur. They can occur up to a maximum of 3 days, but they can't occur within 14 days of each other. But they would. If there were a mobile food vending associated with an event, it would generally be in keeping with the nature of what that event was. If you were having an event for kids coming out there, you might see a mobile food vending with ice cream to be able to bring some people out to that area. So that's really what the intent of this was.
So see, I'm so torn, right? I'm torn because on the one hand, I believe that we have to activate those sites to bring people to the area, generate some more interest for that particular area, and get foot traffic going, right? I'm totally on board with that. On the other hand, I have to weigh it against the merchants that are down there. That's where I'm torn.
Well,
And if I might, Commission, I did speak to Mr. Pasqualakis. I know he was in traffic in Orlando. He thought he might not make it here. And then that's, as I understand it, that's why he isn't here. He didn't know whether he could make it. He had called, and Dennis and I had a conversation with him today. The ones adjacent to the boardwalk, he wanted to have pulled. From a staff perspective, we decided, if the commission decided to do that, it doesn't hurt the program. It's commission discretion. I'm not trying to stand in his place, but he did have objections. He did call, but he was also traveling.
And the commission can overrule me, but I feel as though I would like to just state the case for Mr. Palakis and say that I would like to have the area by the band shell pulled. He could not make it, and I believe that's what he would have said.
And I'm actually in agreement with you because I've had a few calls concerning the band shell as well.
I would think if the city were programming that they wouldn't put the same type of food near the food, and it probably wouldn't be right next to food. In order for us to be who we say we want to be, we've got to do some different things. And if we don't like it, we don't have to do it. If something happens and we see that it's an issue, we can tell staff we don't want to do that again. But I think we should try something different.
And so each time that there is an event, does it come before a commission, or is the event just handled?
No, it would be handled through the city manager's office to decide a pop-up. There may be an email blast that goes out, in the morning saying, hey, we're having an event this evening at this location. We're going to be giving out, some things, some historical things, kind of celebrating the 150th anniversary of Daytona Beach, the sesquicentennial. So we kind of wanted to leave it open, a lot of different things that we might be able to do for these events throughout the area to drive people to an area that maybe wouldn't normally go to that area.
And that's what I wanted to say as well. If they're still getting the same business that they've always gotten, people may not even know they exist. This could bring business down there that comes more frequent than just this 1 or 2 day event that we put on, because now you know that this business exists and it's going to be there all the time. It could probably promote more business for them by extending this opportunity.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I agree with Paula, because food trucks encourage people to come out. And when people come out, it helps all of the businesses.
And people have different tastes. If it's only 1 or 2 days, I don't know one business that's open 365 days a year. They're going to be closed at some point. But when they are open, this gives those individuals that come to our event an opportunity to go there if that's what they want. They may not want what we're offering. They may see this business open and say, hey, that's a brick and mortar business, because this is what happened with us. I can tell you this with Bike Week one year. There was a business on Mary McLeod Bethune Boulevard that was open, and the bikers went to that business because they felt that if you're here, you're always here. People eat your food. I don't know the food truck people. Okay? So that could be what happens as well. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be positive.
I agree. So do we have a safeguard? Let's say we do this, we have an event, and the feedback from the existing merchants down there, it's not great, let's say. Does the city manager have the opportunity to say, okay, we're not doing that anymore?
Absolutely, yeah.
Would that come before a commission or purely city manager?
Well, the way I think it would probably happen is the city commissioner says to the city manager, I don't want to do this anymore, and the city manager would say, okay, we won't do that anymore.
Just like we bring issues now that we feel would be a hindrance. We could discuss it and we say we don't want that anymore, collectively.
Okay, is there any other discussion? All right, well, I rather agree that I think that one of the things that I have most heard is this idea that our boardwalk needs a lot more than we're giving it. Visitors and residents alike want to see, obviously, more activity and energy. And I know it's not just food trucks, not just pop-up events. They really want big. They want a Ferris wheel. They want rides. But we have to do what's within our purview to give it a shot. This is really low-hanging fruit, and if it's problematic, it's an easy fix. We don't like it, we just fix it. If it turns out to be something great, then we're happy with it. But if it's something we don't like, we tried it, we end it, and we move on. So we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. If there's no other discussion, we'll take a vote. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
No.
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 It sounds like 4-3, but you tell me, Ms. LaMagna.
Yes, it was 4-3.
Okay. Motion carries 4-3.
Okay. We're going to move on to item 9D, which is the Growth Management Planning Department, North Shore of Daytona Beach, Large-Scale Comprehensive Plan Amendment. This is an ordinance on first reading, but a public hearing. An ordinance adopting a large-scale comprehensive plan amendment in accordance with Chapter 163, Part 2, Florida statutes, with regards to 175.68 plus or minus acres of property generally located south of West International Speedway Boulevard, north of Interstate 4, and east of I-4 US 92 interchange, amending the future land use map designation for this property from county low-impact urban and environmental system corridor to city mixed use and potential environmentally significant, amending the future land use element neighborhood V development policy to impose limitations on development of the property, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date. And this one requires a vote to have it move on to the state.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
And let's see, I do have Jessica Gow here for any questions.
Do we have any questions of Ms. Gow? All right, none. Hearing none. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay. We're going to move on to item 10, which is our introduction of ordinances. So these are for commissioner questions or comments only. Item 10A is a Growth Management Planning Department, North Shore of Daytona Beach Plan Development, PDG. This is an introduction of an ordinance on first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning map of the Land Development Code to rezone 175.68 plus or minus acres of property generally located south of West International Speedway Boulevard at the terminus of LPJ Boulevard from Volusia County Rural Agricultural Center to PDG Plan Development General, approving the North Shore of Daytona Beach Planned District Agreement to allow a mixed-use development with industrial, commercial, and residential uses, authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute the agreement, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict therewith, and providing an effective date. And are there any questions or comments from the commission on this item? Okay, so hearing none, the public hearing and final action is set for May 20th. And for the record, the second reading of 9D is also set for May 20th.
I have a question. Is this piece of property covered with trees that you guys are gonna clear cut as usual?
For the record, Jessica Gao with College Pool, 1 Daytona Boulevard, Daytona Beach, Florida. The property is comprised of a wetland system in the core that will be preserved. So the PD agreement says that a minimum of that 70 acres in the core will be preserved in its natural state. Around that is planted pine that will be taken down.
I'm speechless. I knew the answer to that before I asked you. Is there no way to do a development without scalping the land?
So
and putting
40%.
in a gazillion loads of filled dirt and bringing it up higher than the road that drives by there?
So the county standard is 15% natural preservation. The city looks at 20. We are doing 40% of this site as preserve area overall. So it will not be clear cut 100%.
There's no way around saying that I can't help but comment. There's just no way around. There's no language you could possibly use. What about maybe transplanting them? Can you remove them and put them somewhere else? Save them in some way.
The planted pine could be converted to paper products. So it was planted agriculturally. Happy to say that. We do have to clear the land to grade it for stormwater and current standards for base flood and things like that. But
Well, at least they're not
we will
oaks.
preserve that core.
At least they're not oaks.
I would say there are no historic trees being removed in this request.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so if there are no
All right,
other
thank you.
questions or comments from the commission, the public hearing and final action is set for March 18th. I'm sorry, that was March 20th, or May 20th. I'm reading from the wrong script here. So we're going to move on to item 10B. This is also an introduction of an ordinance. This is the city clerk's office ordinance proposing a charter amendment to prohibit use of reclaimed black water for aquifer injection and an introduction into city's potable water system. This is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Daytona Beach, Florida, proposing an amendment to the city charter to prohibit the city from approving the use by the city's water utility of reclaimed black water as a direct source of water for either an underground injection well into the aquifer or introduction into the city's potable public water system, providing for ballot title and summary, providing for a referendum, and providing an effective date. And are there any questions or comments from the commission on this item? Okay, the public hearing and final action is March 18th. Okay, we're going to move on to item number 11. This is our administrative items. Item 11A is the Public Works Fleet Maintenance as Needed General Service Term Contract Oil Change and Lubrication Service and Vehicle Repair. This is a resolution. A resolution accepting the bid of Four Boys Enterprise, Inc. for an as-needed oil change, lubrication, and vehicle repair and maintenance services for a term of 1 year with the option to renew for up to 4 terms of 1 year each. Authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute the service contract in accordance with the bid documents and rejecting the bid submitted by Wild Driven Brands Holdings, Inc. authorizing the city manager to expend up to $500,000 for the remainder of the fiscal year, authorizing the city manager to exercise the renewal options and make expenditures in future fiscal years subject to budgeting and appropriations, authorizing the return of the bid security of all unsuccessful bidders, and providing an effective date.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
And I have no speakers for this item, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, do we have any discussion from the commission? All right, all those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Mayor Henry, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to the ordinance in the first reading for the charter to prohibit the utility of the city's water of reclaimed black water, I believe that utilities had provided a staff report and they were supposed to present something. I think the public should hear it.
It was at your
Okay.
discretion.
It was
So
at
you
our
guys wanna-
At my discretion.
Yes.
Okay.
But I
That-
would
that
like
sounds-
for them.
Sounds like our discretion has been stated.
Okay.
So do we have to take a vote?
No.
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 Okay.
No.
Thank you.
Good evening, Eric Smith, Deputy Utilities Director, City of Daytona Beach. So here tonight to talk about the ordinance on the black water. We've prepared a presentation. So in the backup for this item, for the ordinance, there was a memo that I put together just to provide some additional context and some additional information that we feel is important for Commission to take into consideration when considering this item. So this presentation is just a summary of what's in that memo, and be happy to answer any questions as we go along. The ordinance itself, does two things. It prohibits reclaimed water, which, as the ordinance refers to, is reclaimed black water, from being injected into both the city's potable water supply, and that is what we would consider potable reuse, and also prohibits it from being injected into the underground aquifer. So just one thing I want to make clear as it relates to potable reuse. That is not within the city's 20-year outlook. The city was granted a new consumptive use permit in May of 2025. And based on our growth projections and the demand, there is no, that's not in our 20-year outlook. Regarding the underground injection to the aquifer, so the city is currently in the process of an evaluation that does take into consideration three options that we'll talk about here in a minute. That do include underground injection. So again, we wanted to bring this forward to provide additional information. So just as a start, what is reclaimed water? So reclaimed water is the treated water that comes off the back end of the wastewater treatment plant. Florida statute defines it as water that's received at least secondary treatment and basic level disinfection. Here in Daytona Beach, we treat to advanced wastewater treatment standards, and our reclaimed water receives high level disinfection. So just some of the uses for reclaimed water here in Daytona Beach. By permit, we use it at the wastewater treatment plants for processed water. It's used irrigation for both residential and commercial customers, as well as the golf courses throughout the city, and landscaping. And then our permit also allows us to discharge it to Bennett Swamp for beneficial reuse and wetland rehydration. Just to provide some context for the amount of reclaimed water we're dealing with. So in fiscal year 2025, on an average day, the city produced just over 14 million gallons per day of reclaimed water. Almost 8.5, so 8.4 million gallons of that on average was discharged to the Halifax River in accordance with our permit. And the remaining 5.7 million gallons a day on average was beneficially reused for those purposes I noted previously. And that represents a 40% beneficial reuse. So there's a few regulations that we're dealing with currently, the biggest of which is Senate Bill 64. This is an unfunded mandate that came down from the state, passed Florida legislation in June of 2021. And essentially it requires the city, it's not just Daytona Beach, this is all municipalities throughout the state, to eliminate non-beneficial surface water discharges by January of 2032. So the 8.4 million gallons a day on average that we discharged in 2025, we would have to find another use for that reclaimed water come 2032. Also, our consumptive use permit, again, that was issued in May of 2025, it does have beneficial reuse goals. So again, in 2025, we beneficially reused 40% of our reclaimed water. By 2030, the permit requires us to get to 60%. By 2035, 70%. And by 2040, 80% beneficial reuse. So to address those regulations, in September of last year, a commission approved a reclaimed water management study for us to look at, how are we going to come into compliance with both Senate Bill 64 and the city's consumptive use permit. The evaluation includes an emphasis on protecting public health and safety, which is first and foremost, as well as cost effectiveness to the residents. The study is currently ongoing, and the anticipation is that by June of this year, we'll have a cost comparison completed in addition to ranking the alternatives. So this next slide, we're looking at 11 different options. I mean, I'd be happy to expound on any one of these, but what I want to bring up are the ones highlighted in yellow. So salinity barrier well, aquifer storage and recovery well, and class 1 deep well injection. Those three options, which are being evaluated, those would be prohibited by the ordinance. Again, beyond those, we're also looking at expanding the public access reuse system through things like development, fully utilizing Bennett Swamp, the implementation and the viability of spray fields or rapid infiltration basins, retrofitting the public access reuse system, which would include, putting irrigation pipe in areas where it doesn't currently exist, and then storage in above ground tanks on a limited basis in surface reservoirs. And then on the non-beneficial side, a limited wet weather discharge for those extreme rain events that we have. Again, I'll be happy to answer any questions specific to any of those options. So just a little bit on underground injection. So underground injection in Florida is highly regulated. It's through a Florida administrative code, and it's the underground protection or injection control program in Florida. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection maintains the Aquifer Protection Program, and its sole purpose is to protect the drinking water and the drinking water sources in accordance with the Safe Drinking Water Act. So, they do that, through a few means. So, requiring treatment for the water that is injected, depending on the zone it's injected to. Also through control of siting where they allow the injection wells to physically be sited. And then oversight of the well construction, again, make sure that they're constructed properly. But probably most importantly, once a well is constructed, extensive monitoring to ensure that the water that is injected stays in the zone that it's supposed to stay in. So just kind of in summary, a few key takeaways. So the city is up against multiple regulatory constraints regarding the disposal of reclaimed water, and we're currently evaluating our reclaimed water management options. The cost implications for management is still being evaluated, and we don't expect to have information until June of 2026. So the biggest takeaway is that at this time, it's simply unknown what the cost implications would be, and what the cost-effective and the not cost-effective options are going to be, especially regarding underground injection. So it's possible that those are proven to be not cost-effective, and we push those to the back of the line. But what we want to make clear is that if one of those options is found to be cost-effective, eliminating it through this ordinance could lead to the need for a rate increase in the future if a less cost-effective option is chosen. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, does that conclude our comments or questions?
Yes.
All right.
And
Did we,
that was our last agenda item.
Okay. Wait a minute. All right, so, who's first?
Commissioner May.
Okay, we'll proceed with Commissioner May.
Everybody have a very safe bike week, and I hope to see you at the May 14th event over at the Gibson Park, I believe, where they'll be unveiling some icons in the pavement. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I'm also looking forward to seeing the opening of the Jackie Robinson Ballpark and the additions that they've made. That's coming soon. So thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening.
That's March 14th, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Commissioner Cantu?
I have nothing, thank you.
All right. Commissioner Henry?
Good afternoon. Just a couple updates. Over on Mason, the new stoplight is up. We've got 2 new stoplights that are up. All of the sidewalks are finished over on Mason. I think that's an FDOT project, right, Stacy? That particular one is this FDOT project, and it's looking amazing. Definitely really good addition with those 2 added red lights over there, so it's going to make it a lot more efficient. Traffic will flow a lot more efficiently, and also it just helps with the getting in and out of those 2 subdivisions that intersect between what is that, Mason and over in that area right there. So happy to have that, and pretty much all of the sidewalks in Zone 5 are finished. Zone 5 is looking far more walkable. It is really a big addition because I think we've added a couple $100,000 in new sidewalks in the zone. And not only did they put new sidewalks in, we made the sidewalks safer for people with disabilities. So they're wider and they're actually more accessible. So happy to see that in our zone. The wall has been completed in the subdivision Suburbia. So I partnered, the city of Daytona Beach, we partnered with Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, if you remember, a while ago, and we wanted to just beautify that area right there where you're coming right into the zone from Clyde Morris. And they have finished the wall, and the wall looks amazing. And also the wall is completed on Jimmy Ann, right there where Cedar Highlands is. That wall is completed. And we've got a few more things that we're going to be adding to those walls. So 2 of the things that we're going to add is a little bit of shrubbery and beautification, and they're going to get some signage. So I want to thank Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. We're going to have a big reveal, so we hope you all will come out. If you live in the zone, come out and see the great things that are happening over in the zone. And it's time for another dinner with Commissioner Henry, where I want to update you on all of the wonderful things that are happening in our zone right now. We're looking at Tuesday, the 31st at YSG for a community meeting, so you can come out. We'll have several people from the city. The police chief will be there tentatively, and he'll just address any issues and concerns that you have for that particular community. I know I've gotten the speeding complaints for the speeding, and the speeding is out of control. We are definitely going to be working towards getting some, oh, that's for me. Thank you. So we're definitely looking to have those that community dinner, and you know, we do a nice dinner. We want you to come out, so we're going to feed you good. So come on out. We're going to have a nice dinner for you to come out. Hope Community Health Center ribbon cutting is going to be March 27th at 2:30 p.m. That's going to be at 825 Derbyshire Road. And if you'll come out and help us celebrate that, we're excited to have you. And that is going to be 825 Derbyshire Road on March 27th. And those are all my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Reed?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good evening. First of all, I do want to say that I'm praying for a safe and enjoyable, respectable experience of our bikers while they're here in town and a safe journey back home. This past weekend, I had the opportunity to participate in something that would make our city proud. Our Boys and Girls Club, that is now the CEO, Dr. Kamisha Whitaker Samuel. I coached the young people in preparation for their Youth of the Year program. And on Saturday, Embry-Riddle hosted the location, and I supported the breakfast and the lunch. They had judges. They had 5 judges from our community. And this is the local, we have 8 Boys and Girls Clubs in Daytona, but 5 of the clubs had representation. So there are 5 students vying for the Volusia and Flagler County Youth of the Year. Now they'll go on to the state competition, to the regional competition, and to the national competition. And guess what? Dickinson Center won. Yeah, baby. Hey.
Wow.
So you had Edgewater, you had DeLand, you had, just from all over the county where Boys and Girls Clubs are. And the amazing thing about this young woman, I only had 4 lessons with them, and she was ill the first 3 lessons. I didn't meet her until the last lesson. And when she came and presented her presentation, one other young lady said, "Whew, now we got competition." I said, what about all the other young people that you've been here with for 3 nights in a row? But I am so proud to say that the Dickinson Center Boys and Girls Club is going to represent us at the state level, and that we have someone that we can be very proud of. She's a senior at Spruce Creek High School, and her name is Kiana Dixon.
Awesome.
That concludes my comments.
Great. Okay. Commissioner Parrish?
Yes, Mayor. I just wanted to follow up if everyone had a chance to fill out their CRA survey so we could schedule another workshop. That's something I think they're missing still a few submissions. So if you haven't filled it out, if you can. The other thing is I didn't realize that we had received 4 submissions for the Campbell Hotel projects. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but I had gotten an email if the CRA department does have it. So if you're interested in looking at them, you could request it from them. Also, I wanted to know about an update on our city auditors' audits and the responses. I know we had some policy changes. Michael had forwarded me some of the policy updates that were taking place, but I had some residents that had asked me, and I just want to know if maybe he could come out and give a little update.
Commissioner, I don't think that he's present. Is he here?
Yeah, I saw him.
That's,
Oh, Stalwart?
you said auditor. That's why we didn't think he was here.
Yeah.
Good evening, Commission. Michael Chambliss. And so on February 1st, the finalized policies for travel, as well as purchasing card, the policy and procedures, as well as the additional 3rd policy for auto allowance and take-home cars, city take-home cars. Those were approved by Mr. Feature on February 1st and fully adopted. They have been implemented, sent to all of our department heads, department managers, department directors, and we are actively now putting together a training for the travel as well as the P card, so that we can go over every single specific in each one of those. They're available for all city employees on the intranet with all of our policies that are listed there.
And I would like to get a copy sent to all the commission as well.
I can send you all copies. I sent, Commissioner Parrish requested them today, and so I sent them to her, and so I'll forward that email to each one of you.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
I'll
And
look it
Michael,
over if I have any questions.
for future
I'll let you know.
reference, when one of us asks for something, would you send it to all of us?
Sure,
Thank you.
absolutely, will do.
The other thing is we still have funding available, grants for Hurricane Ian and Hurricane Nicole residents that had some damage. The grant is $15,000 and it's funding per qualifying household. Repairs include roofing, HVAC, flooring, drywall, electrical, windows, doors, ADA improvements, and also tree and debris removal. If you do qualify, you'll be it's not something you have to pay back. So there will be application days at the Dickerson Center March 5th, March 12th, and March 26th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I believe there is a flyer out in the lobby. So you could also check on www.rtgfl.org because the city of Daytona Beach is working with Rebuild Together Greater Florida. So if you did have hurricane damage from Ian and Nicole, there is some help still available. So I just wanted everybody to know that too. So for the sesquicentennial, I know that we're doing a lot of history updates, which I think is great. In our newsletter, we had Celebrate Our History, and it was City Island. The only thing I wanted to add to that is that we did have 6 hardshell courts, tennis courts, at City Island that were there for over 90 years since the 1920s. And we also had the first shuffleboard hard court that was recognized in the state of Florida. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another thing is I recently had an opportunity to do a ride-along with Captain Jones, and it was very eye-opening. One thing that really stood out to me, it was just how many people we have in our community that are struggling with mental health and substance abuse issues. So I know that Commissioner May wasn't here the last time, and I know that you're on the board for SMA. So I wanted to see maybe if there's something that we could do as a partnership. I did meet with the chief of police. We have a lot of quality of life issues and stuff that we can't just police ourselves out of. So I think there's an opportunity here, and there is funding here also that we can work together in localized areas and maybe work with our DART team to help provide some outreach to these people. So I don't know if there's anything that you do with SMA that maybe could help us with that.
I am happy to bring that to the board. I guess my question is, when you said funding, what type of funding were you speaking of?
So funding that I had found was, there is SAMHA was from the state of Florida. There was grants, 2 grants from this federal grants that we could reach out for. Also, the community development block grants that we get, we could use a percentage of that too for outreach services. But I don't know how to share something like that, Letitia. Would I send it to you to send to the whole commission? I do have some.
So SMA does quite a few programs. They actually have a program coming up in May called Who is Jay? It's part of their mental health outreach system. They do a lot right now. So I guess when you say outreach, what specifically do you mean?
Well, outreach that we have a lot of calls for either trespassing and which don't lead into any arrest because people really aren't doing anything wrong. But obviously that there is some sort of issue that needs to be addressed, either services that maybe we could provide them, some sort of help that they need. That, like I said, may not be breaking the law, but maybe there are some services that we can find for them to help. Because we do have certain areas that have multiple calls for the same area with no arrests, which means that they're going to the same places for the same calls, but the resources keep getting used, but it's not a policing matter.
So I'm curious, is that something that our paramedic unit can handle, meaning we have a community health nurse and through the fire department? Is that something that they could work with? I'm sure they're already doing something.
Well, we have a DART team. They go out after someone ODs. So this would be something that we would try. I haven't gotten everyone together yet, but I just want to know if there was anything maybe that we could partner with SMA. But I did talk to the chief. He's going to follow up with DART to see what we're currently doing. And like I said, there are certain areas that we get multiple calls for the same area. So I think that's an opportunity there for us to, do a test program.
I will bring some information back.
Okay. Because the other thing is, it was, like I said, very eye-opening. If anyone has a chance to go on a ride-along, I definitely suggest that you do it. So,
I'd like to make a suggestion, which is something that a lot of us on this commission have not taken part in, but we all know that it's when we get up here that we can talk to each other.
Right.
But if you want to take on the lead with that project and talk to her about it, all you have to do is announce a public meeting, and then y'all can sit down and deliberate over it. Public can come and listen. They can't say anything, but you can build whatever it is that you're striving to build and have all the time that you need to discuss it, and she can bring back what she needs as well.
Well, if anyone also up here has something to offer.
Then it's not a public meeting. Then it's a commission meeting. When there's more than one of us, other than your public meeting.
Okay. Well, it wasn't just for Commissioner May, too. I just
No,
wanna
but you were
share with
asking her
everyone.
because she was on the board, right?
Right.
So I'm saying, as you build that from the board, you can talk to her as much as you like if you call a public meeting, and then bring it back to us if there's something that we need to move on.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's all my, oh, I just wanted to thank also the Beachside Neighborhood Watch for the barbecue that they are doing for our first responders. So thanks to them. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Strick?
Yes, sir. I wasn't going to say much tonight. Nobody mentioned the motorcycle in the lobby tonight, I don't think, that we have sitting out there from, I think, I forget his name, Joe something another. What's his last name? Petrali.
Joe Petrali.
Yeah. We went and looked at the statue last week and they wanted to see about putting it in our lobby here at City Hall. I think Joe Petrali, that's his name, right, Joe?
Yes, sir, it is. Paul is a nephew. Yes, sir.
So he set the land speed record a long time ago on a motorcycle here on Daytona Beach. Also, since I said that, please don't run over anybody on motorcycles. I've seen enough wrecks already. And to kind of go along with something that Commissioner Paris was saying, I've been saying for a while that we're going to have to spend some money to deal with the mental illness that we have wandering around our streets, our homeless, and it's just going to cost some money. I mean, we're not like we're going to be handing out $10s and $20 bills to homeless people or to mentally ill people on the street, but we're going to have a facility. We're going to have pay for the services, the medications, and that sort of thing for those people that are out there. And if you don't realize that, go take a walk down the street sometime and try to talk to some of those people. Some of them don't even know where they are. Some of them are just down on their luck. But we're going to have to, sooner or later, if you don't want homeless people everywhere and mentally ill people marching around everywhere, we're going to have to find some funds. And if we can find some grants and stuff like that, that would be good. But I still think we're going to have to dig into our tax dollars at some point. And with that, now that I've got everybody shaking their head, they don't want to spend money, that's it.
Well, all right, thank you, Commissioner. Do we have anything from our city manager's office?
Yes, sir. One brief report in respect to the rebate of building permit funds. We'll come to you at the next meeting with a program to rebate the money. We calculate the amount presently at about $9,400,000. Subject to confirmation by the auditor's report, which is ongoing now. And in that, we will talk to you about, we'll have resolutions in the agenda package coming to you for the next meeting, a program to rebate the money and work on a program to come into compliance with the state auditor's requirements, Chapter 553, and also to lay out a balancing program that we'll use year to year to check the funding and make sure that we are in compliance with the statute, or if for some reason we are not, to be able to make more rapid adjustments to minimize the amount of non-compliance and to come back into compliance as quickly as possible.
I have a question. Could you repeat that amount again, please?
Yes, ma'am. I'll share this report with you. I'll give you a copy, but
Okay.
the specific amount in my report is $9,478,318.
And $318?
Yes, ma'am. I'll give you this.
Okay, and
notes
that's
I have.
after the settlement with Minto?
Yeah, roughly $2 million was
Okay.
paid to Minto. $2 million flat was paid to Minto. So the starting sum would have been 11.4 roughly.
Okay, and can we also get the figure how much was interest that received on that excess funds as well?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have it with me, but I'll provide
But
it.
you'll provide it to all of us?
Certainly.
Okay.
Commission members, I'm going to give Commissioner Cantu this copy, because I have a paper copy with me, I'll make sure everybody here gets an electronic copy.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, do we have anything from our city attorney's office?
Nothing from legal, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, hearing nothing, we will now hear from, well, I have nothing, so we will now hear from the residents of Daytona Beach.
Our first speaker tonight is Pastor Gary Pelham, and on deck is James Rosa.
Good evening. I'm Pastor Gary Pelham from New Harvest Christian Center Church, 931 Mary Clapperton Boulevard. I just want to know, is there a city ordinance that requires churches to get a permit to sell food on church property?
There is a program that churches get permits to do that activity. Yes, sir.
There's a program?
Sir?
You said there's a program?
There's a requirement for licensing, and we also have a bike week plans that happen where churches come in as a part of that program. So it depends upon the time of year. And during bike week, we have a bike week events master plan that people apply for. There's a time to do it, a time to get it processed and have it done in time for the event period. If you had other events through the year where you want to individually do it at your church and you're doing a food event or other events, we have special event permits.
When did that start, that program?
I'm not sure when it started, but it's been here as long as I am aware.
I've been here all my life and never heard of
Mr. Morris, could you give him a number where you can reach out to someone?
The contact person for you, sir.
So if you, no, I don't mean to disrespect you. If you 501c3 and have tax exempt status, you still need a permit from the city to sell on church property?
Yes, sir. A 501c3 does not make you exempt, nor does being a church make you exempt. 501c3 saves you from tax implications.
Right. So where do you go in the city to?
There is a lady that works for us named Rose Askew. I will share that name and contact number with you after the meeting. If you have time to wait, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is James Rosa, and on deck is Rich Yost.
Yeah, James Rosa, I live at 193 Mosaic Boulevard in Daytona Beach, Florida. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all the firefighters last week that helped save our neighborhood. There were quite a few people that were really worried about that and on edge, seeing the flames in their backyard. But they did a really good job in doing that. And it wasn't as big as the fire back in 1998 that I read about that pretty much wiped out the whole area. So thanks to them. Well, I'm here tonight to request the City of Daytona Beach elected officials and planners to pause commercial development along the LPGA Boulevard or corridor west of the Tomoka River Bridge until the bridge is updated to at least 4 lanes. There's probably just a handful of people here in this room that were here when that bridge was constructed. Does anybody know what year it was built? 58 years ago, 1968. Well, too long ago. My family and I had a medical emergency last year. We called 911, and after waiting 30 plus minutes with no response, I drove to the hospital, and then the dispatcher called me 35 to 40 minutes after my calling, advising me that they were at my residence. The emergency unfortunately occurred in the late morning when traffic wasn't backed up between the Tomoka Bridge and Tournament Drive like it normally is, 2 to 3 times a day during the morning rush hour time, noon sometimes, and then the evening rush hour. It's a 2-lane, 1 mile backup between the bridge and Tournament Drive. I've got a Bachelor of Science degree in Public Environmental Affairs and Urban Planning and Transportation from Indiana University and completed many urban planning courses and seminars under William Black, a renowned professor and urban planner. It's very obvious and apparent to every citizen in that area that updating the infrastructure has been secondary or non-existent to the development along the LPGA corridor there. So my question is to everyone, why are we, consistently pushing for more growth in this area without the proper infrastructure in place first and putting our citizens in danger? There's only one lane eastbound and one lane westbound on this bridge, 2 lanes total, east of the Tomoka Bridge and east of 95. And east of 95, there are 6 lanes, 3 of them eastbound, 3 of them westbound, and then another 4 designated turn lanes for a total of 10 lanes versus the 2 crossing the bridge. Not pausing additional future commercial development along the LPGA corridor there west of the 58-year-old bridge is not my opinion. It is a proven fact that as any development without first proper infrastructure in place will result in unnecessary congestion, delayed emergency response, or worse yet, death because of
And I'm
irrational
sorry, sir,
planning
your
by
time has
planners.
expired.
So I'm not opposed to
Sir?
progress.
Sir?
The proper infrastructure is in place first.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Rich Yost, and on deck is Sandra Snodgrass.
Good evening. I'm here to talk to you guys again about the potable reuse ordinance that you guys are going to be voting on in 2 weeks. I'm here again to advocate for you guys to vote in favor of this ordinance. I certainly don't want my children or grandchildren drinking treated sewage water. I think that's awful. Moreover, why are we even at this place? Why are we even considering? In 2018, the city did a pilot program for this. So I know it's been on the books, it's been discussed, it's been tested and experimented with. Why are we even there though? I've talked to a lot of people about this, and they always come to me with, well, what other option do we have? Well, how about we grow intelligently? So that gentleman's comments about intelligent growth and development, ensuring we have the infrastructure in place. Water is no different. Water is the most critical resource that we have for life. You can go a lot longer without food than you can water. Why would we continue to grow and overdevelop perhaps, if we have no place to put our sewage water? If we have no place to put that sewage, if we have to turn our sewage water into drinking water, there's a problem. Somebody's not planning properly for growth. Water should be one of those things that is, in the staff reports to these developments that get approved every meeting. What are they doing with the sewage water that gets produced in that? Is that a conversation that happens? I'm sure it is. I hope it is. But we should never get to the point where we build to the point where we no longer have the natural water to support that development and growth. If we're getting to that point, there's a problem. Again, this is going to take intelligent design. It's going to take creative thinking. The gentleman that spoke about what we're going to do with the wastewater, those aren't the only options that we have. We can get creative. I was reading online, you can use it for biofuels. You can use it for community gardens to help the homeless, feed them. There's 100 different options we can do if we get creative. But resulting to recycling our wastewater and giving it to our children and grandkids should not be a thing. So if in the future, if this passes, which it should, there is nothing that says in the future commission can't come back and remove that ordinance and make a compelling argument to the citizens as to why it's necessary, good, healthy, and scientifically sound to the health of all of our citizens. This is a no-brainer, guys. I really hope that in 2 weeks, everyone on this commission votes in favor of it. It can always be reversed. But we can't go back from drinking sewage water. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Sandra Snodgrass, and on deck is Mary Ann Harvey.
Hello, I'm Sandra Snodgrass, 980 Canal View Boulevard, Port Orange. I'm here tonight as a potential Daytona Beach future resident because Port Orange has totally disregarded the citizens, their voices, and their needs. Last night I attended Edgewater City Commission meeting. I was in awe of how they listen to their citizens. But tonight I'm here is let Volusia vote. And, of course, the black water, which also has other names, like poopy water. What it is, it's chemically treated sewage, chemicals, along with fecal matter. So, each one of you are in the chair because people, your citizens, were able to vote. What Let Volusia Vote is asking is allow the citizens to vote on this issue. Do you want to drink that water? Do you want your children, your grandchildren to drink that water? Let Volusia Vote and Volusia Issues on Facebook has an impact with the citizen awareness in this area. The citizens no longer can go around with pitchforks and torches. They vote. And it is not unusual for us to vote our leaders out that do not listen to our voices. So I'm asking you, please put it in your charter, allow the health of your citizens to be safe, because it has been shown in numerous studies across the world that drinking treated sewage water increases autoimmune diseases, and I've been in medicine for 42 years. It increases other problems like colon cancer and other systemic problems. So we're asking you, please consider the ordinance, put it into effect, and allow your citizens to know and respect you as individuals looking out for them. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mary Ann Harvey, and on deck is Calvin Freeman.
Good evening. I'm here in reference to the Mayor's Challenge. In the month of February, as we know, that's Black History Month. So we look forward to dressing in our Black History attire. I've been going to it for years. We love it. A few dozen of us protested it by not showing up. So I nicely went over and asked the young lady, will we be wearing any Black History attire for the month of February? And she looked me right in my eyes and said, no, we will not be wearing any Black History attire in the month of February. So most of the members, they kind of got start chattering. Everybody started whispering. And they said, well, I can't believe that. And I said, well, we're going to have to ask Miss Betty to take her out for a little tea time and show her the way, because you can't have a mayor's challenge with a Black mayor with Black History Month in February, and we can't wear our Black attire. So I was very upset about it. I haven't been back since. The next week, still Black History Month. The mayor's wife, she was there. I would never miss her class. I love it. And she was there. Where was everybody? We don't know. So the young lady got the microphone and said, wow, where is everybody? It's so empty here. Well, I guess so. Said we can't wear our Black History attire. You struck a nerve on a lot of people. Some people just don't come and don't show up. And that's what I hate. And that's how come we don't have nice stuff. Because a lot of people intimidated by that clock, intimidated by you guys. They won't come up here and talk. But I get it all. They'll come to me. I say, I'll go tell them. So I just wanted to say, to address it for next year, when we get ready to address accordingly, make sure for the month of February, we're able to wear our stuff. We love our speedway. We love our racetrack. But to just not put it on the agenda for the whole month of February, that kind of hit me. I haven't been back since. I'll go back tomorrow, but I've been waiting on this meeting just to talk for everyone else. Thank you so much. God bless.
Okay, our next speaker is Calvin Freeman, and on deck is Nate Ross.
I just want to address that, Mary. She actually kicked the Mayor's Fitness Challenge off with Black History. But I know that it's in the month, but we can celebrate Black History any month. But although she said it wasn't on the agenda, now you can't talk again. It's my turn now. You've had your turn. But you can wear Black History anytime you want to. So instead of protesting and not coming, y'all should have showed up in it and made a statement. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was it was in January.
It was in January.
That was MLK.
No, well, they called it the Black History.
She said it was for MLK.
You not supposed to talk.
February. Next year.
Okay, our next speaker is Nate Ross, and on deck is William Bidorf.
All right. Good evening. Thank you. First, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to
your
sit in
Calvin,
on this meeting and just for serving our community as commissioners and representatives. So my name is Calvin Freeman, and I'm a representative and sports missionary with Fellowship of Christian Athletes here in East Volusia County. I attended DME Sports Academy, and I also am a former Embry-Riddle basketball player where I earned my MBA as well. So Daytona Beach is my home. I grew up here, I was developed here, and now I have the privilege of serving here. And so through FCA, I work diligently with student athletes, coaches. I'm at Embry-Riddle, Daytona State, Mainland High School, Seabreeze High School, Henson Middle School. And my heart is simply this, just to remind athletes and coaches that their value is not found in how many points they can score, how many games they can win, or what grade they earn on a test, or what title they may hold one day, but their worth is rooted in the reality that God created them for a purpose, with the purpose and with intention. And so sports gives us a platform to create pathways for young people to grow as leaders and to serve their community. So we organize team meals, leadership development sessions, Gatorade drops for encouragement, on-campus Bible studies, and opportunities for athletes to volunteer here in our community and give back. We are also helping shape not just better players, but better men and women who will positively impact our city one day. And so my position with FCA is fully donor funded. The support raised goes to Bibles, training materials, leadership resources, food, camps, local missions trips, and other gatherings. The time I spend mentoring and pouring into the students each week. This is a full-time position. It happens. Our events happen weekly. So today I'm respectfully asking for your partnership at $500 per commissioner. Your support would directly invest in the spiritual, personal, and leadership development of student athletes here in our community. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. And if you know others who might be interested in partnering, mentoring, coming out, even speaking and just serving, I would greatly appreciate that connection. And if you would like to attend a Huddle community event or see the impact firsthand, I'll be honored to share it with you. Thank you again for your time, your leadership, and your consideration. I appreciate it. I emailed all of you just a formal letter. I also have flyers and formal letters here with me that I would love to pass out if accepted.
If you'll give those to my staff, they'll make sure that the commission gets a copy of them.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Nate Ross, and on deck is William Bidorf.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hey, my name is Nathan Ross. I'm from Gilville, Fort Lauderdale. I'm one of those persons that comes down every year and cook at this same church that the gentleman who was just spoke to. My concern was that he wasn't aware of, and I wasn't aware of what was going on. But since we are here, it came in Monday, and Tuesday they shot us down Tuesday morning. Our question is to you, can we finish out this week and pay what we have to pay? We filled out the necessary papers that we need to finish out, but they told us we had to come to the city and voice our opinion. So we need your help and see what we can do about it.
I actually don't think we can do anything about it because you have to be part of our Bike Week master plan.
That I do understand, but we wouldn't know that.
If you would like to get some information from Mr. Morris after the meeting, we could help you for next year so you're prepared.
So at this point in time, all the food that I brought down here, we can't finish out the rest of this week.
I'm sorry, if we let one person, we'd have to let everyone.
I gave the pastor the contact number that he needs to speak to the lady tomorrow.
We already spoke to her.
Or what about Mrs. Himes? Does she have room over on her area?
Yeah.
You might can't do it at that church, but there's someone that has a special event permit that may have room for you.
It's there on the street. The lady's name is Turner Himes. I'll write the name down for you and bring it out to you.
Where are you now?
I'm at the same church as the gentleman we just talked to.
Yeah, but the guy who didn't know.
Do you have the number?
To Mrs. He's
Oh,
writing
you
it
have
down.
it?
I don't have the number.
Okay.
I have Mrs. Himes' number. You have it. You're gonna give it to him. But you all, this is I'm gonna use this phrase. I don't mean it derogatorily, but ignorance is no excuse. And then that's not on your part because you came here. But locally, every year there is a deadline for the master plan, for Bike Week plan, and I don't know, when you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, see, that's the point. We've been here for 10 years doing it, 10 years.
Yeah, so.
And out of 10 years.
He just got caught.
We didn't know, I didn't know nothing about
Well,
it.
you're not supposed to know. They're supposed to know, so that they would have their property permitted in order for you to do that. So because hers is a special permit, she has several vendors on that lot, and perhaps you can join her group. But for his and the activities already taking place, it's too late. It's the barbershop right there on the Ave. That barbershop, he's going to give you some
He's gonna
information
give you
right
some
there.
information
The
right
deputy
over
city
there.
manager. Mm-hmm.
Our next speaker is William Biddorf, and on deck is Dino Paspalaskis.
My name is William Biddorf. I live at 402 East International Speedway Boulevard in the great Daytona Beach area. I love it here. I want to say appreciation is Bike Week. It's a lot of fun out there. I like the fact that we're going to be putting, trying new things on the boardwalk to make things happen. Thanks to the great leadership, all of you up here. I appreciate that. I urge us all to keep growing. As my late friend Doug would say to me, you're either growing or you're dying. Well, I do a little bit of both every day, I think, because I think I'm getting older and older. So let's just grow, and I have no complaints. There's one thing I noticed is over on the corner of East ISB, there's like some construction equipment that's sitting behind a bunch of stuff. Maybe we try to get them to put something up there to shield it so it doesn't look like a dump site or something like that. On the corner, it's right in back of that Rocky's Tavern. I don't know.
The Hennessy property, Will?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It just looks bad from the corner with people coming by.
I think it's DOT, and hopefully they'll be moving that soon as they wrap up their work.
Yeah.
I'll ask. I think Denzel's in the back. He's hearing it. So
Y'all are working hard on it. Listen, I'll tell you this. Y'all are working hard on it. I'll always be there to complain. We already know. You already know me. I got a big mouth. So anyway, I think nothing but positive stuff. I appreciate everything. And what I'd like to see is let's keep Daytona Beach growing. Let's figure out ways to get more people to come here for Bike Week. Because year after year, I've seen more people going other places, like Crescent City. Most of us don't even know where Crescent City is. We had thousands of people there. Let's make it to where we push things to the boardwalk. With your guidance, Jim, I'll try to figure out something to do on my properties and surrounding properties to try to help things to push the city events. Because these are the things I think that need to be done, is proact rather than us get up here and complain. It's no sense. Let's just try to work together. And I appreciate you. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Dino Paspalaskis, and on deck is Vernon Weatherholtz.
Hello, Dina Paspalaskis, 565 Riverside Drive. I was here originally just talk against the pop-up events that obviously was passed. I was stuck in traffic and I'm coming back from Orlando. But anyways, but since it's passed, I mean, I just hope that the city staff uses, it's very irritating being a year-round businessman and having to compete against a mobile, trailer or food truck or what have you. I mean, I remember one food inspection that I had where the food inspector came in and he said, I know you have a 3-compartment sink there, a hand wash sink over here, and a mop sink over there, but I think you need another hand wash sink over here. And I'm like, you know what? I agree with you, and I'll have it by tomorrow. I go, but the problem I have is that on your way here, you walk by one of those food trucks. I go, they don't have hot water. They don't have a 3-compartment sink about running water. I mean, it's like a very, very unfair competition for us to have to compete against somebody who could just drive up to you and then sell. Okay, and I know that you can't really do anything. In theory, according to Robert's Rules of Order, somebody who voted positive on the item could ask for reconsideration, but I'm not asking you to do that. I just want the city staff to be conscious of the fact that it affects the person. And we're here year round. We do a lot for the community, and we don't need to be competing against somebody that just pulls up in a truck and then takes the money elsewhere. And you know that I work hard for that area to try to promote it and try to do my best. And obviously you all will be there at the next, you'll be invited to the band show when we do the Veterans Memorial. And by that time I had already gone before the Racing and Rec Board and received funding to have a video wall for the back of the band show, and all this stuff we do for you. You won't see a food truck guy going and doing anything for you like that. So hopefully, city staff will take that into consideration whenever they put a pop-up event next to one of us who are there year round. Thank you very much.
Dino, I feel I should say to you that it wasn't a unanimous vote. There were 3 of us who said no and 4 said yes. So we do understand your position, and 3 of us did say no. You're not alone.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Vernon Weatherholtz, and on deck is Suzanne Odina.
And Dino, as you go to your seat, I did vote for it. Food trucks bring traffic, and I hope it brings businesses that will go to your business knowing that you're always there.
I know he has that here. He didn't hear.
Oh.
He can't hear much at all.
Good evening, Vern Weatherholtz, 3 Granville Circle, Daytona Beach. I come up here to speak on one thing and something else popped up. So, reclamation water. The gentleman, what he didn't tell you, or he didn't explain, people think that it's black water. The treated water is not potable, but it probably could be. But what I think Daytona all cities, they need to have a program to set up for irrigation. And, a lot of cities, we've got a lot of new places being built. I think it should be a requirement that they put in irrigation. You can have it metered or give it to the people to get rid of it. Probably the biggest thing, or the biggest use it could be, is fire protection. You could have a separate fire line, hook it onto all of the fire hydrants in the city, any fire system in all of the buildings that's required, and you'd be surprised you wouldn't have that problem. And people using it for water, most of the older houses around here have their own wells, good or bad, whatever. But I think that on the newer sections, the city could require that in their infrastructure, set up something at the treatment plant to have it pressurized, probably have to have a storage tank anyways. But most people never consider fire protection, and it's an item that would take a lot of usage. Thank you.
If the commission will allow me, let me say a couple of things, Vern. First, we have recycled water pipes in all the new subdivisions. We require it in all. The purple pipes that you see, that's what that is. So everything that's new, we require it. The water that you're talking to and the other people spoke to is treated to drinking water standards, but it is not used as drinking water.
Correct.
The fire system functions on potable water with pressure to serve the pumps. The problem being we don't have a piping or pumping system to take reuse water citywide for fire protection. We do have it for potable water. That's just the way it has been developed. And finally, in respect to the comments they made about letting the people vote, that's specifically and exactly what the commission is doing. We've got one more reading to go so that the people can vote. And if it's a vote, it will be a vote to amend the charter, so it's not something a subsequent commission can just put away. It would have to be put away by the voters at a later time if that's what the voters at that time wanted to do. And the concern about the overall is the cost that may come to the public at large. It will be a charter amendment. It will be the choice of the voters to do it. And as it comes to reusing the water and finding a way for it, we do everything we can now to do that. Can we do more? Probably so. But the things you've suggested in regard to reuse is already occurring.
I'm glad you brought that up. One thing that the city has is old piping. Most of the piping in Daytona Beach is pushing 100 years old. Anytime that distribution or the city or however you do it, replacing piping, you could use the old piping that's in for fire protection when you put in the new water system, water mains to every place. Because you're going to be in a situation here very shortly of, as you have to see is all the repairs in the road of all the water leaks that we're having. And you're going to be in a situation real close right now to have to replace all of your infrastructure, sewer and water. Why not use the old pipes instead of removing them and use them for fire protection? Thank you. Because you don't have to worry about the leaks.
Our final speaker tonight is Suzanne Odina.
Hi there. I'm Sue Odina. I live at 716 North Wild Olive, Daytona Beach. Want to thank Ken and Monica for bringing up the topic of mental health, and it's a very big issue in our community. We will be hosting a conference focusing on mental health at Our Lady of Lourdes on April 25th from 10 to 11. The issues are, or it'll deal with what the issues are and where to find assistance. We'll be sending you a save the date probably at the end of the week. Unfortunately, our contact at SMA retired, so we'd love to have a conference with you at if you don't mind. Thank you very much.
Before we hit the gavel, I would like to say that staff has informed me that that's not accurate to say that folks were not allowed to wear their Black History shirts. It was highlighted for a week in the beginning, as I think it was mentioned by Commissioner Reed. And certainly we want to celebrate the diversity, the richness that makes Daytona Beach what it is and America what it is. And no one through the Mayor's Fitness Challenge would discourage anyone from wearing Black History shirts if that's what they want to wear. It's not going to be highlighted for the entire month, but certainly you're welcome and free to wear that. But at any rate, never allow anything to stop you from getting your exercise on and building your body up. A strong body leads to a strong mind, and certainly both as mayor and the staff, we appreciate diversity and appreciate all things that make Daytona Beach great. Good night, Daytona Beach. You can hit the gavel.
Good night.